So students, if you remember the example from the previous lecture, lecture 1, then you also remember that the milk producing farm actually sold 8 gallons of milk, and at best or at highest earned total revenue is equal to 48, where the market price was given P is equal to 6. Now the question is, at Q is equal to 8, where the firm has earned total revenue is equal to 48 at a market price is equal to 6, is the profit maximized? Now the concept of profit maximization under perfect competition can be described in two different ways. One is the total approach and another one is the marginal approach. Let's first discuss regarding total approach. The total approach states that profit is maximized at the point where the difference between total revenue and total cost is the largest. This point also provides the firm with profit maximizing level of output. Now let's look at the graph. Here at the horizontal axis, Q represents the different level of outputs and the vertical axis represents revenue and cost. Here the total revenue curve is upward sloping, representing that total revenue increases at the level of output increases, and total cost is varying from one part to another. It is representing that even if the fixed cost is fixed, but the total cost can vary due to the variable cost incurred by the firm in order to hire inputs for production. Now here we can also see three revenue levels, that is R prime, R and R double prime. And if we look at the quantities Q1, Q star and Q2, we can say that at the level Q1, total revenue and the total cost is equal to each other. Also at the quantity Q2 level, total revenue and total cost are equal to each other. So if there is no difference between total revenue and total cost, that means if total revenue and total cost are exactly equal to each other, then the firm has actually not earned profit at this points. But at a point like Q star, where total revenue and total costs are differing, and this graph shows this difference is also the largest among the all. So under total approach, it represents that profit is maximized at this point, and the profit maximizing level of output is Q star. However, under marginal approach, profit maximizing condition is MR is equal to MC, where MR means the marginal revenue and MC means the marginal cost. And this approach says that profit is maximized at the point where the difference between MR and MC is equal to 0, or in other words, they are equal to each other. And this will also determine the profit maximizing level of output. Here in this table, all the values are given in dollar terms, where the first row represents the quantity. We have also seen before, as we are considering the same example. So this is the milk producing firm which is selling 8 gallons of milk at best and earning a highest total revenue of $48. However, here the third column is an addition to the example where we are including total cost of the firm. We can see that the total cost for the firm at the first row is 3, while the firm is not selling any gallon of milk, or when the firm is actually selling 0 gallons. That means the firm is actually not selling anything, but it is incurring cost because there is a fixed cost factor over here working. And as the firm is not selling anything, there is no scope of earning revenue, so the difference between revenue and cost is providing us with a negative figure. However, once the firm has started selling their milk, for the sale of first gallon of milk, it earns a total revenue which is equal to 6, and the total cost incurred is 5. You can also see that there is a change in the total cost figure because total cost now includes the variable costs also. So if fixed cost is 3 and total cost is 5, that means the variable cost is 2 over here, and this variable cost is basically incurred due to higher inputs for the production purpose. Now however, in the second row we can see that there is a positive difference between total revenue and total cost. That's how we get profit, which is equal to $1, and in this way we can take the difference between total revenue and total cost and identify the profit of the profit in terms of quantity sold. However, we have also looked at marginal revenue concept in our previous lecture, and we know that how it is calculated. Let's concentrate a bit more on marginal cost. I believe that you have already learned all these things in your output and cost chapter, but even then I'm trying to make you remember so that you can grasp the things clearly. Over here the marginal revenue formula says that it is equal to change in total cost divided by change in quantity. That simply means that if the new cost is 5 and the old cost is 3, then 5 minus 3 is 2, and divided by if the new quantity is 1 and the old quantity is 0, then 1 minus 0 is 1. So here 5 minus 3 is 2 divided by 1 minus 0 is 1, providing us with a marginal cost of 2. And that's how all other marginal cost has been calculated over here. Now under the marginal approach, in order to identify the profit maximizing level of our output and to satisfy the profit maximizing condition, we must take the difference between MR and MC. So over here, while we take the difference between MR and MC, we can see that at quantity is equal to 5, the difference between MR and MC is equal to 0. That means profit is maximized at quantity is equal to 5. So this is the profit maximizing condition, as we said, where MR is equal to MC or MR minus MC is equal to 0, and the profit maximizing level of output is 5. Now look at the total revenue column. Definitely this is not the highest total revenue earned by the firm, because we have seen that the total revenue is highest when quantity of 8 gallons of milk is produced, but even then profit is maximized at quantity is equal to 5, because we have to remember that the marginal cost rises over time. Okay, marginal cost rises over time, and this is the additional cost that we incur by producing one extra unit of output, and that additional cost actually rises over time, which dampens the benefit from production. Okay, so for that reason, even if total revenue is high when quantity produced is equal to 8, but the profit earned is low at that level compared to the profit earned at U is equal to 5. That's how marginal approach helps us to identify the profit maximizing level of output, and it satisfies the profit maximizing condition. I hope you have understood these concepts well, because all these concepts will be applied further to identify the normal profit, abnormal profit, and also to identify the break-even and shutdown points under perfect competition. And also we will go through that how does this things differentiate or how these things differ from each other in long run and short run. So please go through these lectures carefully so that you can understand the later lectures well. Thank you.